Good morning, everybody. I hope you're fine this Sunday morning, the 8th of December 2024. I got the date wrong yesterday. That's just human. I said it was the 7th of November, and somebody reminded me that I got the date wrong, and I asked him, is that the only thing you got from the clip? And he said, no, I watched the whole clip. And I said, thank you very much. That all of us, you and I, we've got lessons to draw from these clips and me sharing my journey. So yesterday I told you that I was the fourth born from my mother's womb, and today I want to complete that part of my narrative. From my mother's womb, there were a total of 10 children, six girls and four boys. The first three children that she gave birth to were girls, then three boys, that is myself, my late brother Noah, and Toby. And then after that came my sister Elizabeth. Then after that came another sister, my late sister Miriam, and then our last born brother Ismail. Then after that came our last born in the family, Eunice. So I told you yesterday that the firstborn, Rispa, and the lastborn, Eunice, died while young. I don't know how young Rispa was when she passed on, but Eunice was 5 going on 6 years when she passed on in 1977. So, and then the only surviving sister is Elizabeth. That's not all. My father actually got married three times. His second wife bore him two girls and one son. The son passed on in 1973. The two girls lived to senior ages. The one girl passed on many years ago, and the other one is still alive. My father and this second wife, they divorced in the 60s, and then in 1969 he got married to his third wife, who is our current stepmother, and she's still alive. She gave birth to three boys and one girl during the life of my father. And after my father's death in 1978, she was inherited and gave birth to another one boy and two girls who are my stepbrothers, and they are all alive except the eldest boy who passed on in the year 2013. So that is my family. And we spent the most part of our life in the village of Kisumondogo. And just by the way, is that interesting that it is Luos and Italians and Chinese who migrate with their village names or their ethnic names. That is, you'll find Chinatown and Little Italy, and now Kisumondogo. Everywhere you go, you'll find Kisumondogo. So there was Kisumundogo in the larger village of Kongoea, Nyali, north coast of Mombasa, and that is where we grew up. So I told you yesterday my father had a grocery shop, which grew to be a wholesale shop, the first one, in the whole of Kongoea and Kisauni. And my mother was running a grocery store and a water vending kiosk after that. So all of us, we went to Kongoea Primary School, which initially was called Kisauni Holy Ghost Mission School before it was taken over by the District Education Board. Those years, the schools were being run by district education boards. So yeah, 1964. I just want to say an incident that I remember very vividly. I think I was in class 2 or class 3, and my mother had traveled from the village, came to Mombasa, and she came with goodies, sweet potatoes, and things like that. And I remember carrying the sweet potatoes to school. I told you yesterday that, we used to also carry a mug to school to drink milk. So I put these in my desk locker, And I showed my desk mate. She was a little girl. We were little children who were sitting in the front of the class. She was called Anna Andrew. I remember the name until today. There was another one, Michael and Ernest and Joseph and others. So we were sitting in the front because we were bright and we were the teacher's favorites. Our teacher's was called Foleni. And I opened my desk to show Anna what we had and what we were going to share at break time. By and by, she started crying. And the teacher asked her what was the problem. And she said that I had taken her stuff. So the teacher asked me, called me to the front, why have you taken Anna's stuff? I said, no, I didn't take her stuff, it's mine. And she insisted it was hers. And the teacher opened, and lo and behold, the sweet potatoes were there, oranges were there, and sweets, which I had taken from our shop. Because I remember I told you that my mother had a grocery store. So the teacher told me, I am going to cane you. And these canes you will never forget in your life. I am over 60 years old and I've never forgotten those canes from the teacher. And why I was being caned because another student had claimed my stuff as her own. I think most likely it was either class 2 or class 3. She caned me, my friends, she caned me. So anyway, one of the things that one of the subjects we had to learn was religious education, and our teacher was the catechist of the Our Lady of Guadalupe, Fatima, I think. Yeah, it's Our Lady of Fatima church, which was in the school compound. He was called Mr. Mulei. He was a Chaga from Tanzania, and he used to cane us thoroughly. We had to recite the missal. We had to go for confession. That's something interesting that I'm going to tell you one day. The relationship between confession and caning and stealing of tangerines and the head teacher. So anyway, it was interesting. I have to say here and now that I was never number one from primary 1 through primary 7. Neither, I don't think I was ever number 2, probably once or twice, but I was always number 3, number 4, and number 5. And I was in the same class, same stream with my immediate elder sister, Monica. We never got along ever until long after she got married. She used to whip me. She used to close school with me. And it was her job to be washing my school uniforms. More often than not, she would not wash it if I didn't do the chores that she gave me. But I remember that at even this early age, one of my responsibilities was to mind the shop. So I've been trained in business from a very, 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 very early age. And my sisters mainly, they'll be involved with cooking and washing and essentially helping my mother around the house. So either I would be minding the shop or I would be minding the water kiosk. So that was life in school until primary class 3. Then we went to class 4, which was upper primary, and new subjects were introduced like geography, history, nature study, which I think is now called science or something. Yeah, nature study and English language and maths. And we had to cram the math tables. And people are saying Molimo maths, who could you be? Our math teacher in class 4 was Mr. Akula, a little man called Mr. Akula. And you saw him coming, and you come into class and say tables of 7 backwards. So you didn't start with 7 times 1, you started with 7 times 12. And woe unto you if you got it wrong. The whipping that you'll get that day was a terrible whipping. So that generally was life in school, primary 1 through primary 4. Let's meet tomorrow when I give you another tidbit from my life. Thank you and have a blessed Sunday.